Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca, I'm 28 and I live in Newcastle. So this is my bougiest products that I own video, and this is the look that we came out with. If you're interested in seeing me create this look, do keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started. I have my foundation on and my brows on and my base is set, but I haven't done any contouring or anything else. So last time I used this on camera, my little mini Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow. I said I was going to try it again without having pre-contoured my face. So I'm going to do just that today. So everything's set down nicely. It's not like set down completely. It's still quite soft to the touch, because I didn't want it to be, you know, Sahara set, which is sometimes I can be a little bit guilty of. Because this is a slightly bit more of a creamy formula, I wanted to give it something to adhere to. So I'm going in with this brush again because, as you can see, the pans in this are really small, and because I want to try and use it to contour with, just this is a nicer shape to do that as well. So let me just tap and contour. That actually works pretty well as a contour on me. It's actually the sort of shade that I would use if I wasn't going to go in heavy with bronzer as well. So it is quite subtle, but you can really sort of see that it has chiseled me really nicely. And if anything, it looks a lot more natural than how I normally do it, which is not a bad thing because normally I go in really ham and I have to sort of chill it out a bit. Oh, that is really nice. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad I made the decision to try this without having contoured first. And because the shade that it is, and I've actually used a foundation that is the right colour for me, when I've got a bit of tan on, I don't actually think that I'm going to have to go in with bronzer. Okay. Pretty happy with this. Okay, so that's all nicely contoured. I don't think today that I'm going to cut out my contour like I normally do, and I do not need to bake under my eye because that's already looking slightly on the dry side. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into my next bougie item, which is my Jaclyn Hill loose highlighter in Bomb. So these retail at £29, which I think is pretty expensive for this. I did get it when it was on offer. Well, I've explained in my previous video how I came to be in possession of this, and I haven't used it just by itself yet, so I was really curious to do so. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this on. So I'm actually just going to swivel my brush around. So this is my Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH09, and then I'm just going to, wow, okay, really blinding. I think if I was at my absolute palest or was wearing a paler foundation, this would be a tad dark for me, actually. But because I'm giving myself a bit of a tan and using a foundation that is a good colour while I'm tanned, it does actually work really well for me. But this is so blinding. So blinding. Wow. And I have taken it right onto my cheekbones as well, because why not? And I'm just gonna go grab a blusher. For some reason I didn't bring one with me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I have found my normal Bare Minerals blusher that I use. So this is the Bounce and Blur in Blurred Buff. I can't remember exactly how much this retails for. I think it's 22, 23, 24 pounds. There we are. So let's get on to what everybody is waiting for. And I know that I'm waiting for. So my very kind and lovely fiance absolutely spoilt me rotten my birthday. And he got me a Natasha Denona Gold palette. I think most people know what this looks like inside, but if you don't, that's her there. He also bought me the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. And that's that one there. So I'm going to use the gold today. The gold retails at £111, and the did I say sunset or sunrise? It's sunrise palette if I said sunset by mistake. And these retail at £65. Bless him. Obviously he was pushed into the right direction, so I sent him links, but I certainly didn't expect him to get me both of them. He's just so sweet to me. Yeah, so I'm really excited to use this, and I'm actually going to do some swatches for you as well. Me doing swatches, this can often turn out a disaster, but I'll give it a go. Okay, so starting off with the first colour. Oh, it's got one of these stupid things in it. That's annoying. So I'm going to start off in the top corner with Lime Chrome. So I'm just going to do it again on my arm like this and go downwards. Ooh. So I've never swatched this. I've never used it. This will be the first time I'm ever using Natasha Denona eyeshadows. Oh, wow. That is absolutely beautiful. Picks up good on camera, huh? Really stunning. And then I'm going to go into Python. Again, my terrible swatching skills. Then I'm going to go into the shade Sparks. I think this might be more of a sort of topper. Oh, it looks so wet on the arm, doesn't it? Let me try that. Give that a second pass. Wow, absolutely stunning. I didn't actually think that would pick up in a swatch at all, if I'm honest. So I'm quite impressed. And then I'm going into the shade Aria. Terrible swatch that I've just done. But to me, swatches do not necessarily tell me how good a palette's going to be. It's just a way to sort of see the colour story on your skin tone and have an idea. And then I'm going into the shade Carver. That was absolutely terrible, I reckon. So that's Carver. And that's the top row swatched there. I'm not going to tempt fate by doing more than one row at a time. And I'll just wipe that off. Then going into the second row, and then starting off with Aurora. Wow. Ooh, that is absolutely stunning. Let's give her another pass. Ooh, absolutely beautiful. And then going to the shade Dijon, which I'm really excited to use. I love a mustard. Not bad swatch at all. Ooh, can't wait to get this on my eyes. That feels so creamy to the touch as well. So creamy. And then going into the shade Oro. Wow, look at that. I could have probably done a bigger swatch as well. Absolutely beautiful. It's like molten gold, isn't it? Then going into the shade Log. Ooh, not a bad swatch, bit of fallout there. That's a very creamy swatch. Then going into shade Varus. And then that's all of them there. Focused. There we go. Absolutely stunning. And then going into the bottom row. Starting off firstly with the shade Brass. Because I've got some of my hands. Ooh, that's beautiful. Wow. These are really just something. I'm going to give this another. Wow. Really nice. Then going into the shade Sandstone. That was just shocking, wasn't it? That was just absolutely shocking. Let's give it another pass over. I'm so terrible at swatching. And then going into the shade Alchemist. Ooh, wow. That is just beautiful. Then going into the shade Teak. That actually fell off my finger a bit. And then going into the shade Aurum. Not quite as impactful as other shimmers I've swatched. All metallics. Still beautiful. Then that's all of them. There. That's the bottom row. So that's the whole palette swatched. I'm just going to try and wipe that off the best that I can. Doesn't really matter now. I'm going to swatch on my hand just to give them their moment some of the shimmers again, or metallics, or I don't even know what to call these because they're just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, once again, absolutely crap swatches, but just look at these. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so let's get into the eye look. What to do? What to do? That's the question. I have a feeling that these are going to be extremely pigmented. It's my first time using Natasha Denona formula in any shape or form on my eyes. I have primed with my normal Sleek Life Proof. I did prime a while ago, so I'm just going to stick a little bit more of this down. But time will tell. Are these going to be better over a dry base or a wet base? I do not know, but I shall tell you my opinion. So I'll start popping the first colour on my eye and then we'll see where we go. Right. I mean, this name thing is going to be really irritating because I can't then use the mirror on this palette. I'll just grab my Mama Mitchell palette mirror out. Clean enough. Okay, so I'm going to grab the shade, I'm going to do a neutral-ish look because at the end of the day this is a neutral gold palette. I'm going to grab the shade Log, which is the darkest shade in this palette, the darkest brown in this palette, and let's see where we go from there. As I said, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, so I'm going to grab the shade Log on a Jessup 223 Petite Eye Blender. There is a bit of kick up in the pan, but you know, they're expensive, so you don't want them to be too densely packed, then you can't pick the pigment up. I mean, it's a brown shade, so just get my shape. I think with me, when it comes to more neutral looks, I don't tend to like pile and pile on different shades and things like that. I tend to keep them more on the sort of simple side because that's when they start to get like muddy and things like that. So I'm not gonna, this isn't gonna be too difficult. It's not gonna be too fussy a look at all. I say that now, watch me in like still be blending and putting things on in 20 minutes. I think one of the problems that I've been doing is I've been blending with my eyes up. So what I need to do is blend with my eyes down, with my saggy eyes down. Just blend out the edges of this with the same brush. I mean, I'll be honest, it does effortlessly blend out. I mean, it's taken nothing really to blend these out. They are very creamy to the touch. And I can see why on a lot of like editorial Instagrams, you see a lot of her eyeshadows being sort of used with fingers and it looks all editorial and really nice. And I can understand why they can be used like that, because when I swatch them, they are just really, really creamy. The problem with my eyes is my eyelids are so dry at the moment that no matter what I do, nothing's ever gonna look like perfectly blended. So I just sort of got to try my best. Just gonna grab something slightly fluffier, just really, really stained. Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease. Drop my saggy eyes a bit so that I can see the blending colours properly. Just come forward. So it does blend out. It does blend out really easily. Just gonna do a bit of patchwork where I've got dry bits, so annoying. And I use eye cream and all of that. It is what it is. Well, that did blend out super easy. I'll be honest, it blended out beautifully. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Dijon, which is the really, I'll hold it up again for you, which is this shade there, the really mustardy shade. I'm so super excited to use this. And I'm just going to sort of overlap that with Log that I went in with first. Oof, that is stunning. Can't wait to do a look where I just put Dijon all over the eye, something super basic, then with a metallic over the top. So I'm literally just doing this, tapping tiniest little bit at a time, because this has got a lot of pigment to it and I don't want to go in too hard and then not be able to diffuse it nicely. So I'm just gradually building that Dijon colour up a bit. And it's my eyelids are pretty much set out towards here. So, I mean, I don't think these have to necessarily be used on a wet base. I think that the pigmentation on them is definitely good enough. I have a scar in here, so I do have a bit of darkness. The pigmentation is definitely good enough to work over a wet base. A dry base, I mean, that's for sure. I love a mustard eyeshadow, and actually I find it difficult to find them that show up well on me. So the fact that this shows up so nicely, I'm pretty chuffed. Okay, so I managed to lay this one down quicker than this one because I knew how the shadow was going to sort of apply. And just going to give it a blend around with a fluffier brush. I think the thing is with the mattes, I just need to sort of lay them down, get them blended out. A lot of that colour has blended away, but I didn't lay loads of it down, to be fair. Just need to get the mattes laid down nicely, because let's face it, I would never buy an all matte Natasha Denona palette. I bought it for the, you know, you buy them for the stunning shimmers, really. I mean, obviously the mattes need to work and all of that. And let's just go back into log a bit. And just redefine the crease a little more. I'm going for something quite sultry today, well, matte wise. Just want it to be really smoky and yeah, nice. I didn't want these palettes to do like really intricate looks with it. I wanted it because to be able to do effortlessly beautiful looks, really. And I'm gonna take my Morphe X Jeffree Star JS5 and I'm just gonna blend this out. So I've wanted this palette for the longest time. For a while I really wanted the Lila, but as much as I love purples, it's not quite the right purples for me. I much prefer berry sort of purples, and that's why I asked for the Sunrise, and because it's so it's got the yummy purple colours and the red tones in it, and that's sort of more what I prefer. You never know, maybe I one day will treat myself to the Lila. You never know. I think that'll be a testament of how much I really like the formulas, is if I'm then willing to spend my own money on it. Because I asked for this for a present, because there's no way I was ever going to buy them for myself. I've always been like, so I would not necessarily think, and you know, about doing £111 haul and getting a few things, but when you add it and it's just one thing that's coming, you do feel a little bit different about it. I don't know. Okay, because I went in a bit more ham with that than I expected to, I have lost a little bit more of Dijon than I would have liked. I'm actually going to go in with Sandstone and blend out the edge of log with that instead. couple of the shades in here do look slightly repetitive in the pan, but they are different, slightly different toned. What I'll do, if you want me to, let me know down below. I'll put some decent swatches somewhere. I have swatch stencils. Put some decent swatches over on Instagram if you want to see it swatched properly. If I had the sort of, if I was the skill, editing skill, I would insert like decent swatches or something, but I'm not quite there editing skills wise. So blown that out into sort of smoky eye. What I'm going to do is I'm going to whack my halo cut crease on off camera, and I shall be right back. Okay, so I'm back with my halo eye on. Yeah, not quite equal, but they'll do. What I'm going to do is, I'm just having a look at this. What do I use? Everything is so stunning. Everything is just so stunning. Let's use lime chrome. I'm going to take it on my finger. So, look how stunning that is. And I'm literally just going to, wow, pat that in the middle of my halo. Just gives it that extra, you know, shades like these give what was quite a basic eyeshadow look a real extra sort of oomph. So the halo eye almost went completely out the window there, but still nice and smoky, isn't it? Wow. Completely dry, not over a glitter glue or anything. It's absolutely stunning. Just gonna take this brush and I'm just gonna give it a slight wiggle around. And then, because why not be a little bit extra, I'm going to take the shade Sparks. Let's see what I can do with this. Again, just on my finger. That's it there. Ooh. Let's just lean forward a bit. And tap that on the middle. Not sure if you'll be able to see that on camera. Just really brightens it up. Wow. Nice. Okay, I'm going to do my under eye as well. Actually, I should probably finesse the outer corners a little bit because I went a bit crazy there and just started doing what I wanted. So I'm just going in with a little bit of log on the outer corner. Regain some semblance of control of this eyeshadow look. Could have taken it on a brush and, you know, but I wanted to get as much out of lime chrome as I could. Yeah, I was able to regain control of the eyeshadow look after I lost control and just wanted to put lime chrome on everywhere. Let's just go back in with a lighter matte. Don't know why I do these things to myself, because then I just have to fix what essentially is my laziness as well. Okay, so that takes me into my under eye. So let's pop a little bit of teak on the under eye. Teak, log I mean. Keeping this really nice and smoky. Doing my sexy under eye face. I mean, I just can't get over how nicely these blend actually. And they do blend really, really well. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter matte, and I'm going to dip between Dijon and Sandstone a little. Just run that underneath it to blend it out. There we are, smoky, smoky. I do have a very specific go-to sort of shape and look that I like, but you know, it is what it is. And then I'm going to wet my brush this time and attempt to put a bit of sparks on the inner corner. It is quite crumbly and it is very much a topper, so we'll see how that works. So it is kind of picking up on the brush. Oh yeah, it's picked up, but it is crumbly. Yeah, it's really crumbly shade, but it's a super pretty shade. It is very much a topper, but it has gone on, it has done its job and really brightened the inner corner. I'm just gonna blend it a bit. Okay, so that's the eye look as it stands. See if, oh, I nearly knocked it off the desk. I am onto carpet, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. Just got my hand in it trying to save it from falling. So that's how it looks there. See if turning down, but there we go. So I'm just going to do some liner and lashes and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've popped some liner and lashes on. Do not ask me which lashes they are because I do not have a clue. And I'm going to stick a lip on. In keeping with the bougie theme of the video, I'm going to go in with my Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury because I just think, oh, this needs a sharpen and I don't know where a sharpener is. Going with just the lipstick then from Charlotte Tilbury because I think this just such a sultry eye calls for a really nude lip. Okie dokie, so that's the lip on there. And just to add a little bit of extraness to it, I'm going to do the combo that I really liked before and add the Lucky Diamonds on top as well. And there we have it, my bougie makeover. So if I didn't say it before, I do have Laura Mercier foundation on. I don't have any fancy setting powder, so I just use my normal Coty Aspen, used by Bare Minerals concealer, and then you saw the rest of the product. So these are probably the most expensive. The eyeshadow palette certainly is the most expensive eyeshadow palette that I own. It's probably the most expensive foundation that I've got on, definitely most expensive lipstick. Well, it wasn't because of the mystery box that I had. Do check out that video. I'll pop somewhere up will appear my Charlotte Tilbury mystery box unopening. My hands are filthy from putting my lashes on. Okay, so let me know what you think of the finished look. Just give you a little look there. What do you think of all my bougiest products? Really fun video to do. I promise I'll do some affordable videos as well. I don't know when I'm going to put this up because I want to do an affordable drugstore video, so I might do that before or after. We'll just see. I was just dying to use this palette. If you want to see me do a look with the Sunrise palette, do comment that down below as well. I'll be doing plenty more looks with this over on my Instagram. I'll pop my Instagram name just up there, so do give me a follow on Instagram as well. Thank you very much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring that bell and give me a like. And I'll see you next time. Bye!